Supreme Commander Zalax stood at the viewport of his flagship, the Eternal Dominion, his scaled fingers tapping against the crystalline barrier that separated him from the vacuum of space. His violet eyes reflected the distant blue marble of Earth, a planet that the Galactic Security Council had just declared off-limits to all military operations. "Pathetic," he growled, his dual-toned voice echoing through the command deck. "The Council grows weak with age if they think these primitives deserve protection." Behind him, First Advisor Nixis cleared her throat, her luminescent markings pulsing with concern. "Supreme Commander, the Council's warning was quite specific. They claim the humans possess unique qualities." Zalax turned, his armored frame casting a long shadow across the deck. The Kraxan Empire hadn't become the most feared military force in the galaxy by heeding warnings from bureaucrats. 27 species had fallen before their might, each one now serving as productive members of their empire. Earth would be no different. Unique qualities. Zalax laughed, the sound like grinding metal. They've barely mastered basic space flight. Their weapons are primitive, their defenses laughable. We detected no energy shields, no quantum arrays, not even basic gravitational manipulators. On Earth, Lieutenant Commander Olivia Winters stood in the underground command center of the Global Defense Initiative, studying holographic projections of the massive alien fleet gathering at the edge of their solar system. Unlike most of her colleagues, she wasn't afraid. She was angry. "They think we're defenseless because we don't broadcast our capabilities," she said to Director Marcus Rodriguez, who was reviewing the latest intelligence reports. "That's exactly what we wanted them to think." The past 50 years of human technological development hadn't been conducted in the open. After first contact with alien life decades ago, Earth's nations had made an unprecedented decision: to advance in secret, to let the galaxy think they were still taking baby steps into space while they prepared for the inevitable conflict that first contact would bring. "Project Prometheus is ready," Rodriguez confirmed, his weathered face illuminated by the holographic displays. "The question is, are we? Once we reveal our true capabilities, there's no going back." Olivia's gray eyes hardened. "They're forcing our hand. The Kraxan Empire has never shown mercy to any world they've invaded. We won't be their next conquest." In orbit around Mars, hidden bases activated as Earth's real fleet emerged from underground hangars and asteroids that had served as perfect camouflage. Ships that combined human ingenuity with recovered alien technology took up defensive positions, their crews ready but nervous. Back on the Eternal Dominion, Zalax finalized his invasion plans. "We'll begin with a standard suppression bombardment," he announced to his commanders. "Target their largest population centers. Once they understand resistance is futile, we'll accept their surrender and begin the integration process." First Advisor Nixis studied the tactical displays with growing unease. "Supreme Commander, our intelligence suggests they've been unusually quiet in their development. Perhaps we should dash." "Enough." Zalax slammed his fist on the tactical table. "I will not have my judgment questioned. The Council's warning was nothing but political maneuvering. These humans are primitive, divided, and weak. By day's end, they will kneel before the Kraxan Empire, or they will cease to exist." As the Kraxan fleet began their advance, Olivia Winters gave the order that would change everything. "Activate the quantum mesh network. Power up all defense platforms. And send word to all commands, Protocol 0 is now in effect." Across Earth and throughout the solar system, humanity's carefully hidden technology came to life. Stealth fields dropped, revealing massive defense installations. Orbital platforms emerged from dimensional pockets, their weapons already charged. And in laboratories deep underground, scientists activated devices that would show the galaxy why humanity had been worth warning about. Zalax watched his fleet move forward, completely unaware that he was about to learn why the Security Council had tried to protect his empire from humanity, rather than the other way around. The humans weren't afraid of the Kraxan Empire. They had been preparing for this moment for generations, and they were ready to show the galaxy exactly what primitive humans were capable of. The first shots of the war were about to be fired, and the galaxy would never be the same. The first salvos from the Kraxan fleet illuminated Earth's atmosphere like artificial auroras, their energy weapons designed to overwhelm primitive planetary shields. Supreme Commander Zalax allowed himself a satisfied smile as the attacks descended toward Earth's major cities. His smile vanished seconds later. The energy beams never reached their targets. Instead, they encountered something that, according to his intelligence reports, shouldn't exist, a planetary defense grid far beyond anything a primitive species should possess. The attacks didn't just bounce off, they were absorbed, redirected, and transformed. Impossible. Zalax roared as his tactical displays showed the energy being channeled through a vast network of quantum collectors. Where did they hide this technology? How did we not detect it? Lieutenant Commander Olivia Winters watched from Earth's command center as Project Prometheus demonstrated its full capability for the first time. The quantum mesh network, inspired by studying deep-sea bioluminescent creatures, could transmit, absorb, and repurpose energy across the entire planet. Every shot the Kraxan fired made Earth's defenses stronger. "Begin Phase 2, she ordered, her voice steady despite the stakes. "Show them what we can do with their donated energy." Across the planet, hidden installations hummed to life. The collected energy from the Kraxan attack surged through the quantum mesh, powering weapons that humanity had developed by combining multiple alien technologies in ways their original creators had never imagined. In low Earth orbit, dimensional gates opened, revealing Earth's true fleet. The ships weren't the crude rockets the Kraxan had expected. Instead, they were hybrid vessels that combined the best of human engineering with reversed-engineered alien tech. Leading them was the EDS Hyperion, humanity's first true warship, commanded by Captain Jerome Walsh. All ships, Combat Formation Delta, Walsh commanded, his dark features illuminated by the tactical displays. "Remember your training. We've prepared for this day for 30 years. Let's show them why humans don't fight fair." The human fleet engaged using tactics that left the Kraxan commanders baffled. Instead of meeting their superior forces head-on, Earth's ships executed complex maneuvers that seemed to defy physics. They appeared to be in multiple places at once, using short-range dimensional jumps in ways that made traditional targeting impossible. On the Eternal Dominion, First Advisor Nixus watched in horror as the supposedly primitive humans systematically dismantled their attack formations. "Supreme Commander, they're using technology from multiple species, but they've modified it, combined it in ways we've never seen." Zalax's violet eyes narrowed as he studied the battle data. The humans weren't just fighting back, they were innovating in the middle of combat. Each time his forces adapted to one tactic, the humans switched to something new, something unexpected. "Launch the ground invasion," he ordered, his dual-toned voice tight with rage. "Let's see how clever they are when facing our warriors directly." But Earth had prepared for this too. As Kraxan drop ships descended through the atmosphere, they encountered another surprise. The planet's electromagnetic field had been weaponized, creating zones of unpredictable gravity and electromagnetic interference. Entire squadrons of drop ships found themselves flying through what appeared to be localized time distortions. In the command center, Olivia allowed herself a grim smile as she watched the invasion forces struggle. "Activate the Chimera Protocol," she ordered. "Let's show them why humans are particularly good at asymmetric warfare." Throughout the planet's cities, what appeared to be normal civilian infrastructure transformed. Street lights became energy weapon arrays. Public transportation systems revealed hidden military capabilities. Even the planet's weather began responding to human commands, thanks to decades of climate control technology development. The Kraxan ground forces, expecting to face primitive projectile weapons and basic energy rifles, instead found themselves fighting an entire planet that seemed to have been converted into one massive defense system. Every piece of technology, every building, every system had been designed with multiple purposes in mind. How? Zalax demanded as reports of ground force failures flooded in. How did they hide all of this? The answer was simple, though it would take the Kraxan Empire time to understand it. Humans had learned early in their development that appearing weak while being strong was far more advantageous than appearing strong while being weak. They had turned their entire planet into a weapon, but had done so in plain sight, hiding their advancements behind a carefully constructed facade of primitive technology. As the first day of battle drew to a close, the Kraxan Empire had lost a third of their invasion fleet and half of their ground forces. But more importantly, they had lost their certainty. The humans weren't just fighting back, they were systematically revealing capabilities that shouldn't have been possible for their level of development. In Earth's command center, Olivia Winters received reports from around the globe. The quantum mesh network was operating at peak efficiency. The dimensional defense grid was stable. And Project Prometheus was exceeding all expectations. "Send word to all commands," she ordered. "Phase 3 begins at dawn. It's time to show them why the Security Council tried to warn them about us." The real battle was about to begin, and humanity was just getting started. Dawn broke over a transformed Earth. The Kraxan Empire's initial invasion had revealed not just humanity's hidden technological prowess, but awakened something else, something that even Earth's defenders hadn't fully anticipated. In the depths of the Global Defense Initiative's command center, Lieutenant Commander Olivia Winters stared at incoming data streams with a mixture of awe and concern. "Director Rodriguez, are you seeing these readings?" The neural enhancement programs, originally designed to improve human reaction times in combat, were showing unexpected developments. Soldiers connected to the quantum mesh network weren't just fighting better, they were demonstrating abilities that bordered on the impossible. Some could anticipate enemy movements seconds before they happened. Others showed signs of direct neural interface with their equipment, controlling multiple systems simultaneously with thought alone. "It's like the stress of invasion has accelerated our evolution," Rodriguez murmured, studying the medical data. "The merger of human consciousness with our defensive systems is proceeding faster than any simulation predicted." Above Earth's atmosphere, the battle had entered a new phase. Supreme Commander Zalax had called in reinforcements, doubling the size of his fleet. But the Kraxans' numerical advantage was being steadily eroded by humanity's asymmetric warfare tactics. Captain Jerome Walsh, aboard the EDS Hyperion, coordinated with the newly emerged defense platforms. "Execute maneuver pattern Hydra," he commanded. His neural link with the ship's systems allowed him to process combat data at unprecedented speeds. "All ships, prepare for dimensional shift on my mark." The Earth fleet seemed to dissolve into quantum foam, reappearing at impossible angles to the Kraxan formation. Human ships phased through enemy fire, their advanced hulls incorporating technology that could briefly shift them partially out of normal spacetime. On the Eternal Dominion, First Advisor Nixus watched with growing horror as human vessels executed maneuvers that defied the laws of physics as the Kraxan understood them. "Supreme Commander, they're not just using advanced technology, they're using it in ways that should be theoretically impossible." Zalax's violet eyes blazed with fury and, though he wouldn't admit it, fear. The humans weren't fighting like any species they had encountered before. They didn't follow conventional military doctrine. Every time the Kraxan adapted to one tactic, the humans would unveil something new, something unprecedented. "They're not just fighting us," Zalax realized. "They're learning from us, adapting our own techniques even as we use them." On Earth's surface, the ground war had become a nightmare for the Kraxan forces. Human soldiers, enhanced by their neural links and equipped with hybrid technology, moved through urban environments like ghosts. They could predict enemy movements, coordinate complex attacks without verbal communication, and interface directly with their surroundings through the planetary quantum mesh. In what remained of downtown Singapore, a squad of human defenders demonstrated why their species had earned the Security Council's warning. As Kraxan shock troops advanced through the streets, the entire city seemed to come alive. Buildings shifted configuration, streets reformed, and civilian infrastructure transformed into weapons platforms. Leading the defense was Commander Rei Tanaka, her neural implants giving her real-time control over a 10-block radius. "Initiate Protocol Chimera," she ordered through the neural net. The city responded to her thoughts, metamorphosing into a deadly maze that trapped and separated the invading forces. Back in orbit, Zalax faced a decision that would define his career. His forces had lost another quarter of their fleet, and ground operations were failing across the planet. The humans weren't just defeating them, they were systematically dismantling every advantage the Kraxan Empire possessed. Supreme Commander, Nixis urged, "We must consider withdrawal. These humans, they're not what we thought they were." The Security Council's warning dash. "No." Zalax slammed his fist into his command console. "I will not be defeated by primitives who just learned to leave their atmosphere. Prepare the Worldbreaker weapon. If we cannot conquer Earth, we will make an example of it." The order sent shockwaves through the Kraxan command staff. The Worldbreaker was a planet-killing weapon, banned by Galactic Convention. Its use would bring the wrath of the Security Council down on the Empire, but Zalax's pride would not allow him to accept defeat. In Earth's command center, Olivia Winters received the intelligence about the Worldbreaker's activation. A smile played across her lips as she opened a channel to all commands. "They've taken the bait. Execute final protocol. Show them what humanity has been hiding in the dark." As the massive Worldbreaker weapon began charging, humanity prepared to reveal their final surprise, one that would make all their previous demonstrations of power look like mere preludes. The true nature of Project Prometheus was about to be unveiled, and the galaxy would never be the same. The rising storm was about to become a hurricane, and at its center, humanity stood ready to show why they had spent decades preparing for this very moment. As the Worldbreaker's ominous glow illuminated Earth's orbit, the true purpose of Project Prometheus revealed itself. The quantum mesh network that covered Earth wasn't just a defensive system, it was the largest consciousness-driven supercomputer ever created, powered by the collective will of humanity. Lieutenant Commander Olivia Winters initiated the final sequence, her neural link connecting her to billions of minds through the quantum mesh. "All stations, commence final protocol. Link all consciousness nodes to the primary matrix." Across the planet, humans connected to the network felt their minds expand, joining a vast collective intelligence that maintained their individuality while sharing their strength. It was humanity's ultimate adaptation, the ability to think, react, and fight as one while retaining the creativity and unpredictability of billions of independent minds. On the Eternal Dominion, Supreme Commander Zalax watched as the Worldbreaker reached full power. "Target Earth's core," he commanded. "Let this serve as a lesson to any who would defy the Kraxan Empire." The weapon fired, its devastating beam streaking toward Earth. But instead of impacting the planet, it encountered something unprecedented. The quantum mesh shifted, creating a dimensional barrier that encompassed the entire planet. The Worldbreaker's energy, rather than destroying Earth, was absorbed into the network, feeding the very system it meant to destroy. "Impossible!" Zalax roared as his tactical displays showed power readings beyond anything his sensors could measure. "What are they?" Earth began to glow, not with the fires of destruction, but with the combined power of humanity's unified consciousness channeled through their advanced technology. The quantum mesh became visible from space, a lattice of pure energy encompassing the planet. Captain Jerome Walsh, aboard the EDS Hyperion, felt his mind connect to the greater whole through the neural network. "All ships, execute Pattern Omega. Show them what happens when humanity fights as one." Earth's fleet moved with impossible coordination, each ship becoming an extension of the collective human consciousness. They struck the Kraxan fleet from multiple dimensions simultaneously, their weapons powered by the absorbed energy of the Worldbreaker itself. First Advisor Nixis watched in horror as human vessels phased through their strongest shields, appearing inside the defense perimeters of Kraxan ships. Supreme Commander, they're not just coordinating their attacks, they're operating on a level of consciousness we didn't think possible for their species. On Earth's surface, the linked consciousness of humanity transformed the battlefield. Cities morphed and flowed like liquid metal, reshaping themselves to trap and eliminate cracks in ground forces. Human soldiers moved with perfect synchronization, their actions guided by the combined tactical knowledge of every military mind on Earth. Commander Rei Tanaka, leading the ground defense in Singapore, felt her consciousness expand to encompass the entire theater of war. Through the neural network, she could see every battlefield, coordinate with every soldier, and anticipate every enemy movement. "This is what we were preparing for," she communicated through the mesh. "Not just to fight, but to transcend our individual limitations." The Kraxan Empire's mighty fleet began to crumble. Ships that had conquered dozens of worlds fell before the combined might of humanity's technological prowess and unified consciousness. The World Breaker, their ultimate weapon, had become nothing more than a power source for Earth's defenses. Zalak stood on his command deck, watching his empire's greatest fleet disintegrate around him. "What are they?" he whispered, his earlier arrogance replaced by dawning comprehension. "What have we awakened?" Through the quantum mesh, Olivia Winter's consciousness reached out to every human on and above Earth. "Show them," she commanded. "Show them why the Security Council warned them. Show them why humanity was never prey, but the ultimate predator in hiding." The combined power of billions of human minds, channeled through their advanced technology, created something new, a Gestalt consciousness that could reshape reality itself. The quantum mesh began to expand, reaching out beyond Earth's orbit, enveloping Kraxan ships in fields of pure thought made manifest. First Advisor Nixis turned to her Supreme Commander, her luminescent markings pulsing with fear. "We must retreat. These humans, they're not just fighting us with technology. They've achieved something we thought impossible, true collective consciousness without losing individual identity." As the Kraxan fleet began its desperate retreat, humanity's unified mind reached out one final time. Through the quantum mesh, they sent a message not just to the fleeing invasion force, but to the entire galaxy: "We are humanity. We hid our strength not out of fear, but because we understood that true power lies in being underestimated. Let all who would threaten Earth remember this day." The battle was ending, but its implications would echo through the galaxy forever. Humanity had revealed itself not just as a technological power, but as something entirely new, a species that could unite their minds while retaining their individual creativity and determination. In Earth's command center, as the neural links began to power down, Olivia Winters smiled. The galaxy would never again mistake humanity's peaceful nature for weakness. They had shown why the Security Council had tried to warn the Kraxan Empire, not to protect humanity from them, but to protect them from humanity. 3 months after the Kraxan Empire's failed invasion, the Galactic Security Council convened an emergency session. The massive chamber, usually filled with the quiet murmur of diplomatic discussions, now buzzed with nervous energy as representatives from 1,000 worlds gathered to address the emergence of humanity as a galactic power. For the first time in Council history, Earth had been granted an emergency seat at the high table. Lieutenant Commander Olivia Winters, now Earth's diplomatic representative, stood before the assembled species, her neural implants quietly interfacing with the quantum mesh that now extended throughout the solar system. The humans didn't just defeat the Kraxan Empire, Council Elder Vex announced to the assembly, his ancient voice carrying across the chamber. They fundamentally changed our understanding of what's possible. Their unified consciousness technology alone has rewritten everything we thought we knew about species development. In the months following the invasion, the implications of humanity's emergence had sent shockwaves through galactic society. The Kraxan Empire, once the galaxy's most feared military power, had fractured. Supreme Commander Zalax had been removed from power, replaced by First Advisor Nixis, who immediately sued for peace with Earth. "We did not hide our developments out of deception," Olivia addressed the council, her voice steady. "We hid them because we understood something fundamental about power, that true strength lies not in its display, but in its careful application. The quantum mesh network, humanity's greatest achievement, had proven to be more revolutionary than anyone had imagined. The ability to link consciousness while maintaining individual identity had opened up possibilities that even the most advanced species had never considered. On Earth, the transformation continued. Cities had become living entities, responsive to human thought and need. The merger of technology and consciousness had accelerated human evolution in ways that even Earth scientists were still trying to understand. Children born after the invasion showed enhanced cognitive abilities, naturally interfacing with the quantum mesh from birth. Captain Jerome Walsh, commanding the newly commissioned EDS Aurora, patrolled the edge of human space, his ship now part of a fleet that incorporated technologies freely shared between former enemies. The Kraxan warriors who had survived the invasion had become some of humanity's most dedicated students, eager to understand how humans had achieved what their empire had thought impossible. Commander Ray Tanaka, leading Earth's first extraterrestrial research station on Mars, coordinated with scientists from across the galaxy. The integration of human consciousness technology with alien advancements was creating possibilities that threatened to revolutionize everything from space travel to medical care. "We stand before you not as conquerors," Olivia continued, addressing the Council, "but as evidence of what's possible when a species is given time to develop on its own terms." The Security Council's warning to the Kraxan Empire wasn't just about protecting Earth, it was about protecting the natural development of something new in our galaxy. In the depths of space, the quantum mesh continued to expand, creating a network of consciousness that allowed humans to explore and understand the universe in ways no other species had achieved. But unlike the Kraxan Empire's drive for dominance, humanity offered to share their discoveries, to help other species achieve their own versions of unified consciousness. "The age of isolation is over," Olivia declared. "But so too is the age of empire. We propose a new way forward, one where species grow not through conquest, but through understanding. Where power comes not from domination, but from cooperation." The council chamber erupted in discussion as representatives debated the implications of humanity's proposal. Some feared the power humans now wielded. Others saw opportunity in this new paradigm. But all understood that the galaxy had entered a new era. In Earth's command center, now a hub of interstellar diplomacy, Director Rodriguez watched the council proceedings through the quantum mesh. "We showed them why we were worth warning about," he mused. "Now we'll show them why we were worth waiting for." The story of humanity's emergence had become legend across the galaxy. Not as a tale of warfare and dominance, but as a testament to the power of patience, preparation, and the indomitable human spirit. They had proved that sometimes the most powerful species isn't the one that shows its strength first, but the one that understands when and how to reveal it. As the council session concluded, accepting Earth's proposal for a new era of galactic cooperation, Olivia Winters looked out at the assembled representatives of 1,000 worlds and smiled. Humanity had not just survived, they had changed the very nature of galactic civilization. And they were just getting started. The age of human innovation had begun, and the galaxy would never be the same.